Hi everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing this Longline Cherries underbust corset made by PaperCats based in Poland. So here's the front, the side, the back, and the other side. The center front of this corset is 12.5 inches. From the underbust down to the top of the lap here at the princess seam is about 9.5 inches. So this would actually be an appropriate longline corset for somebody with a shorter torso. The side seam here is about 10 inches, and then in the center back again, it is 12.5. Today I'm wearing the size small, which is the equivalent of about 22 inches in the waist. On the website, they say that the rib cage converts to around 29 inches and the low hip here converts to about 34 inches. However, when I measured mine, it was a little bit different. The waist did measure 22 inches, but the rib cage measured about 27.5 inches, and then the upper hip here around the top of the iliac crest was about 28 inches again, and then the lower hip was about 33 inches. So it's just very slightly less curvaceous, but even with this one that I'm wearing right now, it still has almost a 6-inch rib spring, and for a low hip, it is an 11-inch hip spring. In terms of silhouette, it is very conical through the rib cage here, and then it's very gently cupped over the hips. Now, the high hip of this corset, being 28 inches, is about 5 inches smaller than my natural iliac crest measurement, so I'm not able to close it in the back. I think I've got almost an even 3-inch gap in the back because I got a little bit of squish in there, but I would not want to go any tighter than this even if I were at a lower weight right now, just because I know that it would grind into my hip bones and I don't want that to happen. So here's the PaperCats corset laid flat, and for the materials, it's 2 main layers. The fashion fabric is this poly cotton blend, and it has these cherry blossoms and the cherries here, and then on the inside it has a black twill lining. So here is what the PaperCats label looks like, size small, made in Poland, and then over here it has the laundering instructions and the fiber content. This corset has a 7-panel pattern, or 14 panels total. You might be able to actually see the panels a little bit easier on the inside. So it has 1 bone per panel here, and you can see that it is sewn in the welt seam method, I believe. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have felt through the layers of this corset, and I've also held it up to the light, so I don't think there is a waist tape present in this corset. The binding in this corset is black cotton, and it's machine stitched up both on the outside and the inside. So they started on the inside here, and then you can see that they had folded it over to the outside of the corset, and they stitched in the ditch here while making sure that it had a very tidy outside top stitch, very small. And there are no garter tabs in this corset. The Modesty panel in this corset is very wide, 6.5 inches wide, so I would say about 5 inches of usable space. It is unstiffened and attached to one side of the corset with this line of stitching here, so if you don't like it, it's easily removable. But it is finished in the same fashion fabric and lined in the same lining fabric as the rest of the corset. It also has a 1-inch wide unstiffened Modesty placket by the Busk. The busk in this corset is 11 inches long, and it's 1 inch wide on each side, so it is a heavier busk, and it has 5 loops and pins all equidistantly spaced. It does have a little bit of flexibility to it. As mentioned before, this corset is single boned on the seams, and they do attract this magnet here. So it has 14 spiral steel bones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on each side, and then 2 flat steel bones right here on that very back edge. So while the grommets are sandwiched between 2 bones, one of them is flat and one of them is spiral on each side. So that ends up giving a little bit of flexibility in the back edge. The grommets in this corset are very tiny. I believe they are size X00, so that is even smaller than size 00. There's about an internal diameter, I believe, of about 4 millimeters. There are 34 of them, 17 on each side, finished in silver, and they have a very small flange around them. And you can see on the underside here, they all have a washer on the back. Now, the top hat part of the grommet had split in every single one of these, but the round lacing here doesn't actually catch on the laces. So they are equidistantly spaced, about 1/4 or 3/4 of an inch apart, excuse me. The size range for these corsets are relatively narrow, so their smallest corset is a triple extra small, and that is about 18 inches in the waist, and it goes up to size large, which is 26 inches in the waist. and they're priced at 155 Polish zloty, which converts to about $52 US. So this concludes my review of the PaperCats Longline Cherries corset. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something new. Please make sure to click that like button down there and leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you own a PaperCats corset, let us know what you think of it. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!